Hi guys, it's Skulky Bones. I'm just going to do a quick patch analysis for patch 0.9 for Battlerite. I'm not going to talk about everything, and I'm just going to talk about the few changes that I think are pretty major to the game. So there was a new hero added, but I'm not going to talk about him in this video either. I'm just going to focus mostly on the champion updates and fixes, and mostly on the ones that I think actually are going to affect the game. There was just bug fixes with Bulwark and Baka's Bulwark. The reflected boomerangs from Taya can be reflected as opposed to just being destroyed. That's kind of a big change to his interaction with her. Croak, there's several big changes to him. One is his blind can no longer be dispelled. It's kind of unfortunate in my opinion because that they only nerfed it because it was slightly underused in my opinion for Croak players, and it was really good and it makes sense that it should be dispelled, but I was hoping they would buff it in some other way along with this debuff or this nerf, but we'll see how it works out. The movement speed from his stealth has been increased by 10%, which is really nice. His EXQ has not been changed. This is just explaining that. This damage increase from 16 to 18, this might just seem like a really small buff, but it's actually pretty major because it allows him to secure the middle orb in 4 auto attacks after frog leaping onto it, as opposed to 5. And it actually only takes 3 auto attacks if you take Twin Strikes Battlerite in round 2. So it's like this is like major help for his orb control. So that's like this is a pretty big buff. Toxin Blades, this is just fixing some interactions with his R. Cut to the chase. Buff to his Battlerite, blah blah blah. They fixed a bug that says Camouflage Blade Fury Strikes no longer consume both Twin Strikes. There was a bug with the Twin Strikes Battlerite where if you stealthed and then auto attacked out of it, you'd actually lose out on one of your other Twin Strikes procs, so you'd lose out on 4 damage. I made a video on that earlier, so I'm glad they fixed that. And they added the new they changed the root Battlerite, so now it always applies root and just reapplies Toxin. That makes me want to try it out more, but I'm not sure it'll see too much more play, but it is more interesting. Thunder Slam for Freya. This was actually a really big bug that I'm glad they fixed this quickly. So it used to be her EXE would not go where your mouse was when it finished casting, so I'm glad they fixed that. They changed the damage on her new stun Battlerite from 12 to 8, and they increased the shield on Torrent, her Battlerite that no one ever picked, at least top players, from 10 to 12, and I think this is actually going to be enough to see it picked. I used to pick it early on when I played Freya, so I'm actually kind of excited to try that out. But I think this change is good for her build diversity. I'm interested in that, seeing that used more. Jumong was, as a lot of people know, was pretty strong, a little overtuned. So I'm glad they're addressing him this quickly. They reduced the damage from his R from 40 to 35, which might not seem like a lot, but they also reduced the slow from 40% to 30%. So for this 10%, it's going to help you get out of it quicker too, along with the less damage. So it's ticking for less, and this change is also going to allow you to get out of it quicker. So it's more than just less. It's more than just 5 less damage. You got to think of it because of the slow reduce. And then just bug fixes on his ultimate. Lucy has also been performing really well, and I kind of agree with these nerfs. They might have hit her a little in too many spots at once, but we'll see how it plays out. So they just reduced the damage on her dot from 12 to 9, which is, I didn't even know it hit for 12. It was kind of a lot of damage. So I guess it was just she put out a lot of pressure, and now the range on her deadly injection is reduced too. So it reduced by 15%. So it actually helps her, or it hurts her combo where you do the fear into the deadly into an auto attack or whatever. So you might not be able to get all 3 off. So that's actually much bigger than you'd think. And the cast time. This has been what most people have been asking for to nerf since she's been being complained about. So I'm surprised it took this long to nerf this, and I'm surprised they nerfed this along with other parts of her. But I do agree she was a little strong. So we'll see how it works out. This might have been enough, to be honest, along with last patch's nerf. But we'll see how it turns out. I think she'll be fine though. Chronoflex, this is a big quality of life change. You can now actually tell which older is using his Chronoflux with the little colored circle on it. And they fixed a bug. Other side. This is actually a pretty big change for Paloma. So now it always heals her for 12 and Alice whenever she other sides. This is going to be helping her self-sustain a lot, which where Paloma lacked. And even just her healing throughput throughout the game. And along with this other Battlerite. I'm not sure, I don't remember what other Battlerites were on this tier, but this might help her sustain. So it's essentially they gave her 20 extra self-sustaining heal potential, which is pretty good. I think she needed that. Well, I don't know how much that's going to affect her, but we'll see this patch. This is probably the biggest change this patch. As a lot of people know, Rook was fairly strong, especially as M2. And now it procs counters, which it didn't do before. So I completely agree with this change. But with this change, they might have to help out his other tools. But we'll see, as I've said multiple times throughout this video. But I think he's going to be fine. I think a lot of Rook players might complain at first because it pretty much changes completely how you play him. But it kind of brings him more in line with every other melee on how you have to play around counters. Fixed a bug with Sirius ulting each other. And this is a slightly big change for Taya. And she now has iframes on her EXQ, which is really nice because she she doesn't have a lot of outs for herself. So this is gonna be good for dodge, being able to dodge like an Ashka ultimate when you've used, you know, maybe you just cycloned a friend or you just cycloned yourself, and then Ashka ulties you, and you can actually EXQ through it. So that's gonna really help her self survivability. Another major change: they finally fixed the invisible middle orb bug. That's pretty much it. Those are pretty much the only things that I think are gonna really affect the game too much this patch. So I'll try and make more videos in a similar vein to this, but I hope you enjoyed my take on the changes. Thanks for watching.